first selection in the third round of the 24 NFL draft. The Washington Commanders took Adisa Isaac, leaving the Rams on the board with the second selection. The Rams are really in the market for a guard, maybe a center, but I think they're gonna end up taking a tackle because they're gonna move them to guard. So let's go with I guess Jordan Morgan. I don't know, he's got some bad grades. They'll bring up the Lions. I think they're going with a cornerback here. Can't remember who we took with their last pick, but they'll go for Kyrie Jackson. And seems to have been a good selection. Back to the Rams. I think we are just going to take a guard this time. Cardinals are now up. And they don't have a backup quarterback, it looks like. Here, hold on, let me just check. Oh no, they've got Desmond Ritter. So I think a defensive tackle or a defensive end would be the best for them in this situation. They're a 4-3 defense, so they're going to go with Rook. Don't make me say his last name. That's his last name. So that'll give him a decent option at defensive tackle. And now it brings up the Bears. Let's see, we've already got a Dunzier, wasn't it? I'm pretty sure it was a Dunzier. So that means we need a right end, a defensive tackle. Yeah. Not really liking the options at defensive end. kind of do need one of those. So let's see. I think I'm going to go with Gabrielle Murphy and hope for the best. Yeah, we're going with Murphy. Well, it wasn't a good selection like I was hoping. Or at least wasn't a star. Cardinals are back up. I think they're just going to trade down. I don't think they have that many... well, no, they've got a lot of spots they need filled still. Defensive end, defensive tackle. Could even use another wide receiver, really. So I think they're gonna go with... Wait, Grayson Murphy. Wonder if that guy was in there twice. Oh, it was Gabrielle Murphy, right? Huh, that's interesting. Anyways. They are 4-3, so they were looking for run blitzing, or yeah, kind of a blitzing power rusher probably. I think they're gonna get an N though. We'll go with Grayson. Gamble on the Zion guy. Wait, is it the Cardinals again? It is the Cardinals again. Okay. I guess they're gonna go for a defensive tackle. Probably Dorless. Let's see, who does that bring up? Oh, Panthers. Panthers are going to need an outside linebacker. They do not have 2 starting outside linebackers, so they'll need at least get one. Could also use a running back. They're starting Chuba Hubbard, so I think a running back would be really good too. You know what? Let's go with Garendo, the really fast dude. Or actually, you know what? Yeah, he fits their style, so we'll go with Isaac Garendo. I don't know. Really fast dude. He had a great combine. That'll bring up, again, the Cardinals. They're feasting. They're gonna need another end would be good, or a safety, because they've only got 2 safeties, and one of them's on an expiring contract, so they need a strong safety ideally. That'd be Caden Bullock. Yeah, I'm good with that. So that seemed to have been a good selection. Kinda wish I had perhaps taken him with the Bears. Steelers are up. Yeah, I did edit this draft class. It's Eli Manningham, I think his name is the guy who made the draft class, and then I made some changes to it. I just made it more optimistic in general, because I feel like with my roster, like, I needed more players that were star and superstar. So Pittsburgh's actually gonna. I mean, they kind of want a tight end. They've got two really good ones, though. I don't know if they really want one this early. I'm gonna change the priority on that to 6th round. So yeah, center would be good if they had if Power Johnson was still available. He would have been a great selection. It's gonna have to be Van Pran though from Georgia. He looks decent. So that'll take care of that for them. It'll bring up the Browns, and that's going to be an interesting one because they've got Dorian Thomas-Robinson. I've cut. Oh yeah, that's right. I can't draft for them. Huh. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to sim that pick. We'll see what the Browns get. Hopefully, they get something that I was thinking that they needed. Let's see, if I were drafting for them, I would be going for a defensive tackle or a wide receiver. I wonder why I can't select as them. Ooh, they went with a defensive tackle. I'm glad. They kind of still need another defensive tackle if they could. Alright, so the Buccaneers are next. And they need a safety pretty bad. Strong safety. Although they're definitely weak at guard too, so it could be Hicks, it could be Patrick Paul, and then move him to guard, although he'd be a huge guard. I guess we're gonna go with Patrick Paul and then move somebody to guard. That'll bring up the Seahawks. Seahawks need somebody at safety. They need an inside linebacker. Let's have a look at safety. So they like Hicks. I guess we'll go with Hicks. Raiders are up. They're looking at somebody for the defensive line, it looks like, or maybe a guard or center. Center would be nice if they had a decent one. I've heard some things about Tanner Bortolini. Guess they're gonna go with the higher rated prospect. That'll bring up the Broncos. That's not who I want. Broncos are gonna need a defensive end, a cornerback pretty bad. I think cornerback is probably, well, no, they definitely need a defensive end too. See if anybody fits. Baptiste does, and Murphy. So I think, well, it's a day 3 projection versus a day 3. Let me just look at if they need a right end or a left end. I think they have a left end. I think they have, no, not him. Did Zach Allen I was thinking of. So they need a left end. They have a right end. Ooh, they're pretty low on defensive tackle. Yeah, that might be the pick. Of course, you did just see their left end is garbage. So, I guess Baptiste. Really, they need another pick in this round to get a defensive tackle. Who did I see it was? Falcons, okay. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. Alright. Falcons need... more draft picks, really. I guess a wide receiver. Maybe a nose tackle. They've only got one tackle on roster. But they do kind of need a receiver too. I guess, I don't know. I'm not familiar with too many of the receivers remaining. It looks like that was a decent one. Polk though. Jalen Polk from Washington. That'll bring up Indianapolis. I think this episode will be the 3rd and hopefully the 4th round. I don't know how far I'm gonna make it. Let's see. So Indy doesn't really need a whole lot. I guess they're going with a defensive end, whichever one fits. So they like a power rusher at left end, and we've only got undrafted guys. Right end, they like a speed rusher, Grayson Murphy. Let's see, they could go with, I guess, a guard. Let's see what their guards are looking like. Yeah, that dude's pretty good. That guy's puny. Oh, I forgot. Connor Beebe, or whatever his name is. That guy is supposed to be good, although he's listed as undrafted there. We're gonna go with some name. A name. It's a name. I assure you. Although I think we already had. No, that was a signing. Never mind. But anyways, the Packers are now up. And the Packers are going to defer this pick to the Bears. Again, it's, let's see, probably a center here. Could be a nose tackle. Could be a cornerback. That wouldn't be bad. Center would be nice, so let me see what the center situation is looking like, and then we'll go to cornerback. Matt Lee from Miami. It's the one that they like. Oh, they're definitely getting Bortolini because he's from Wisconsin. So that'll take care of their backup cornerback or center. I did not see who has the pick. Broncos. So the Broncos are going to be looking at a cornerback here for sure. Unless there's a... Oh, Spencer Rattler's out there. Did they not draft a... I guess they haven't drafted a quarterback yet, but they've got so many positions that they need filled that it's kind of hard to do that. I actually think they're going to trade down in this situation. Probably get... Yeah, let's see what we can do. This will be a probably a trade up for the Chargers again, because they're gonna want to get some more Michigan guys. Alright, so the third, let me just check the draft chart. So that's 84 for 120 right now. So that's 84 is worth 170 and 120 is 54. So we have to make up 120. So I guess that's going to be a future fourth. Yeah, fourth round in the next draft. And they don't have one, so it's going to be 26th third. That sounds decent. So now it's the Chargers up, and they're going to be taking somebody from Michigan. Let's see who's available. It's probably going to be that right end that they have, and they do need one, I think. Oh, that was kind of not a great trade for the Broncos trading their rival the pick and only getting a future first or future fourth. So they're going Braden McGregor here. They are kind of trash at defensive end, so that's going to be very helpful. Oops. The next selection is the Jaguars. Just stabbed myself mildly with a pen. And it was on accident. I am very adroit. Alright, let's see. Jaguars need something. Sure they need something. Let's see. Safety. Defensive end. So I think they're going to go with defensive end first. Looks like they did draft somebody already at defensive end, but they need another, and they're going with Darius Robinson. Best available player anyways. Dolphins. Looks like they really need a guard. So we'll find the best guard that fits, or we'll take Rosengarten. So yeah, they're gonna go with Rosengarten. Brings the Lions back up. Lions actually don't have a lot of needs, really. Guess they could use an end. Do they even need a tight end? I think they're okay at tight end. I think they might go with a running back. Somebody to be a change of pace when they don't have Montgomery anymore. I could definitely see them going with a center too, though, because they're pretty weak behind their starter. And Drake Nugent is a Michigan guy, although they're not the Chargers. Actually, they've got a lot of guards that are fitting. Let's go with a tight end, though. Let's get them Ben Sinnott or Kate Stover. Well, they do have one good tight end. They don't really need to have 2 or 3 good ones. Let's go with yeah, too bad Duke Clemens doesn't have a picture, because I kind of don't want to draft him. It's the 3rd round. I think they're trading down. Yeah, if they don't know who they're taking, and they've got, pretty much the whole roster filled. They've got, I guess they do need a few guys still, but for the most part, they're good. So I think they're going to trade down to the Chargers again. Chargers are going to offer a 5th and a future 4th and a future 5th. That sounds probably like enough. I didn't check the chart, but I'm sure that's close. So then that brings the Chargers back up. And I saw they did have a center that Michigan guy. Let's see if they need one. They kind of do, but they also really need a tight end. They also really need a cornerback. They need a nose tackle. Yeah, they need a lot. Actually, let's go with nose tackle. Let's go with... Just gonna make sure that there's not a Michigan nose tackle available. Got a lot more pictureless guys than before. I think probably should have re-downloaded the draft class. Let's have a look at cornerback. So I'm gonna go with a tight end. They need one. Theo Johnson seems fine. Or Isaac Rex. They could wait another round and get Rex. Yeah, I think nose tackle it needs. Yeah, it should definitely be a nose tackle because they're really weak there. Eagles. I'm not imagining they have too many spots to fill. I guess they have some. They're kind of looking for an outside linebacker. Yeah, I guess so. Man, has Chop Robinson been drafted yet? I feel like he's still out there. He is still out there, but he's a speed rusher. They're a 4-3. Yeah, it's not who they're going with. They don't like any of the linebackers. So it'd have to be... Why wouldn't it be a run stopper if that's... You would think it would be a run stopper they'd be looking for at either outside linebacker spot. Yeah, it's not saying any of them are system fits. Let's go with... Oh, there's a Michigan guy. Yeah, I'll have to have the Chargers trade up for him. Let's see. Yeah, definitely gonna need to be an outside linebacker. I guess we're going with Missouri's Hopper. Let me just quickly look through everything. Yeah, I think we're going with Hopper. It's gonna bring up the Chiefs. And I think they kind of need a tight end. Oh, I guess not. They're looking for more of a outside linebacker, defensive tackle. They're a 4-3, so they're not going to be looking at Chop. Let's have a look at who they would be looking at. It'd be Schaefer. They like some of the middle linebackers. I don't know why they don't like Peyton Wilson. They're 4-3, so they do need a defensive tackle. They're gonna go with Wingo. Hey, that's a good pick. Okay, let's Panthers, who I'm sure have a plethora of needs. And they're gonna want an outside linebacker, even though they're not gonna want Chop. They're gonna also be looking at a wide receiver. Yeah, let's have a look at wide receiver first, because they definitely need somebody good. Let's go with Jamari Thrash. He's got a cool name, and that makes a difference. That's the difference maker right there, having a cool name. Anyways, Texans are up. So they don't really have anything that they are looking at in particular. I guess they're really just wanting a running back here. And that's going to be a pretty nice choice between Braylon Allen and Jalen Wright. And they prefer the elusive back, so they would prefer Jalen Wright, but I think they're going with Braylon Allen, because he's young and he's very fast, and yeah, got a lot of potential. I think that's it for Texas, though. They probably just trade out the rest of the draft. Why did I do that? So that'll bring up the Bengals. And they're looking for a tight end, really. I'm not really sure. Yeah, I guess they needed a couple of tight ends. So they're gonna go with Theo Johnson. Hey, decent pick. Alright, so that brings up the Packers. I'm not really sure what the Packers need anymore. I guess a nose tackle or a cornerback. Whichever they see something that they like at. Yeah, we'll go with Logan Lee. So that is a nose tackle. Yeah, it's kind of just a luxury pick. The Packers are pretty well-rounded right now. Commanders are the opposite. They need everything. Let's see what they need the most. I guess another defensive end or another cornerback. They like Murphy, they're getting Murphy. Now they got 3 prospects at defensive end, so hopefully somebody's good. We'll bring up the Ravens. Yeah, the rare. Let's put 3 of our draft capital into one position and hopefully it'll work out. Strategy. Looks like they need a guard or an end. Probably a guard. So we'll go with Puny. And hopefully he develops. Cowboys are then up. Yeah, after the third or fourth round, probably more like the third round in this draft, the talent falls off quite a bit, which is pretty classic for a Madden draft, but, you know, it's also a problem with the real draft. I kind of want a middle linebacker here. They still have a couple of good options. I think they're going to go with Watson. Brings up the Vikings. Had them take Penix earlier, so that means they need a tight end? Nose tackle? I guess a nose tackle. Well, they're a 3-4, so... Guess they're going with McKinley Jackson. That was the first pick of the fourth round. Thankfully, we are in the fourth round. They'll bring up the Jets. And the Jets could use an outside linebacker, a safety. Yeah, they really need a safety. They're going to go with James Williams. Don't be surprised if they go back to that position, because they are pretty weak at it. Philly is now up. I feel like this is a trade down for Philly, or trade out. Trade into next year's draft. Nah, they can go for somebody on the line, or maybe a safety prospect. Nah, they're probably good there too. Could maybe be a cornerback, I suppose. I'm gonna see if they have a center. They've only got one on the roster. They don't like any of them. They're gonna go with Matt Lee. Brings up the Rams. Oh, I think I took the Ravens. Rams already have 57 on roster. They don't really need anybody. I guess maybe they're a 3-4. Yeah, I guess a middle linebacker would be nice. They're gonna go with Eichenberg because he has some A's in his scouting report. Seemed to be a good pick. Texans are up. they're actually pretty good right now. So it's kind of a luxury pick. I guess if there was another inside linebacker, that might be okay. Maybe another safety. I guess we'll have a look at safety and then inside linebacker. So they like Cole Bishop, and they like Hampton. Bishop is a second round grade, so we'll go with him. Yeah, and they have two safeties, but I guess he'll be insurance. They'll probably just trade away all the rest of their picks because they're over 53 on their roster right now. They can carry 75 into preseason, but then they'll have to do some cutting. Here would be a good spot for a defensive tackle if we could find one, or maybe a left tackle. Garrett Greenfield from South Dakota State, that'd be interesting. For defensive tackle, we gotta get the Illinois guy. It's not Newton, but still be a good what would you call it? Consolation prize. And he looks angry. That'll bring up the Jets. Let's see. So the Jets have Aaron Rodgers, right? And they've got no backup right now. They could use a safety, though. They really could use a safety. They already drafted one, it looks like. But they could use another. And it would be Miles Harden. Yeah, they're gonna go with Miles Harden. They'll wait another round on backup for quarterback. So that'll bring up, the Bears again. I feel like the Bears want a safety. Looks like they need left tackle and a tight end would be okay. I'm gonna go with Garrett Greenfield. It's not as big of a position of need as some draft analysts say for the Bears because our tackles weren't too bad. Actually, our line wasn't really as bad as it seemed. Fields just took a lot of sacks because of the way that he operates, and it's not even necessarily, it's a downside, but it's not necessarily detrimental to his game. It's just, I don't know, I guess it was that he dropped back slowly, he read the field slowly, he threw the ball slowly. That just led to a lot of sacks, so it made our offensive line look bad. I'll bring up Washington Commanders. They want a cornerback. nickel, which they are kind of looking for a nickel, so might as well go with TJ Tampa. Bringing up the Jets. Who need an outside linebacker? Is Chop Robinson still not drafted? This would be a really bad fall for him. Yeah, and they're a 3-4, so this is a good spot. Alright. Pittsburgh's looking at N, looking at tight end, looking at cornerback? No, inside linebacker. Nothing but undrafted. Is there? Ooh, they'll take Nealon. That'll bring up the Texans, who don't really need to pick. So let's see, what would they trade? I guess it would be somebody who needs, like, I don't know. I wouldn't be against them taking a defensive end here. Let's just see what they like. I want a power rusher. I don't know. I feel like they're okay with what they have. I guess they'll go with Chroma. Good block shedding, good power move. Yeah, I think they're going John Marie Chroma. That'll bring up the Bucks. Yeah, I definitely think I'm gonna cut this one after the 4th round. Get the 5th and then the 6th and then finally the 7th in a separate video. They need a safety. They need a guard. Guess they're gonna go with Mason McCormick. That'll bring up the Seahawks. Who are looking for an inside linebacker, ideally? I guess Cedric Gray is fine. Although, Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go with Easton Gibbs because he has better scouting. Okay, that brings up the Raiders. Let me have a look at their running backs. So I think they got J.K. Dobbins, they got Madison, they got Edwards-Helaire, they have Zamir White, so they're good at running back. They need end and tackle. So anything on the defensive line. They like a power rusher at right end. I think we're going to reach for Xavier Thomas. That'll bring up the Patriots. Who need an end. And probably a wide receiver. But let's focus on defensive end. They're at 3-4. Still don't think a speed rusher is really going to fit. I guess they're looking at wide receiver, and who's the fastest guy left? I don't know. This guy's on here twice. So I guess they're going to go with McMillan. Hey, it's a decent pick. Unusual for the Patriots to pick a wide receiver that's decent. Falcons. They need a nose tackle. We're going to take Tyler Davis. Brings up the Colts. Well, they're really just looking for a defensive end right now. Cedric Johnson it is. They will be trading down anything else they have until they take like a punter in the 7th. Packers are going to go with a punter. No, Now they're gonna go with the cornerback. Newton. Jaguars are up. They need a safety if they could. Or a center. What else do they need? They probably could use a tight end too. Let's have a look at tight end. Let's get some Sinnott. This guy looks decent. And he is. That'll bring up the Vikings. And they're going to go with a running back. Let's see who's available. They'll go with Jalen Wright. That'll bring up the Broncos. They could really use somebody on the defensive line or cornerback. So they're really just going to take the best available. Oh, and they still haven't taken a quarterback. Yeah, I guess they can gamble on Rattler. That'll be good competition for Stidham. Back to the Vikings. Let's see, what do the Vikings still need? They still need tight end would be good. Oh, they're gonna get Isaac Ricks. Leaves the Broncos. Still need a cornerback and defensive lineman. I'll try Brennan Jackson. Brings up the Chiefs. They need an outside linebacker. They are a 4-3. they want Peyton Wilson. And their situation at outside linebacker is still not good. They're probably going to need to get one more guy after this still. Rams. Because I think they're out of... Oh no, they have about $7 million, so they can sign somebody if they need to. Just the free agency pool is pretty weak right now. Alright, so the Rams need center, they need an outside linebacker, they need a safety. I guess we're looking at safety. They like Braid, they like Bullard. They don't like any of the strong safeties. Let's try Braid. Alright, that'll bring up the Eagles. Who I think are trading down, or trading out. Maybe not. They could kind of use the safety too. Yeah, might as well. So let's see what safeties there are. I think they've got a good free safety, so that'd be the strong safety then that they would need. Oladipo. Bengals are now on the clock. And they want a wide receiver or running back. A running back would be good. Because I remember last season we were using I think Will Shipley makes a lot of sense. Chase Brown though, we're using Chase Brown. Bills are up. They would like a defensive tackle. Just to back up Ed Oliver. There's none that fit their scheme. Well, they're gonna take a stab at Culpepper. Bring up the 49ers. They need maybe a running back. They're always taking running backs. I guess if I don't see an outside linebacker I like, then I'm gonna go with a running back. Oh, you know who would be a great running back for them to get? I think I'm gonna wait on it though. Go with this Kamara. Hidden gem. Ravens are now up. This is 31st pick. They're going with the defensive end, it looks like. I think they already took one, but this will be added insurance. Trajan Jeffcoat. Oh no, they'll go with Miles Cole. He's really tall. And he is not that good. Alright, the last pick in the 4th round. The Cowboys. Are gonna wing it and take a running back. I think. Probably not, but we'll see. I don't think that's a bad call. There's other positions that they need filled, like guard. Actually, they'd need a guard first. Kind of want to get a running back, though. I'll go with Mahogany. Guess Mahogany. Hey, he's decent. Might still need another guard later on. But yeah, that's the first 4 rounds, and thanks for watching.